There's a lot of people right now who are concerned. They're concerned about horses, and they are concerned about horses who work in the city, who are carriage horses. Both Pam and I are and have been commercial carriage drivers in Philadelphia. I have toured the stables in New York City. I have many friends in the carriage business there. And there are people who want to ban those things. They want to ban the carriages in cities because they cite a number of things. They said that, horses don't belong on asphalt. Well, horses weren't made to walk on asphalt, but I got news here. Asphalt was made for horses to walk on. It was actually made to make their lives easier. They work at a walk. It's safe for them. That they live very short and working lives, and that they live in unfavorable conditions. And none of this really makes sense. It makes great sound bites. It makes great sob stories that you put on the front of your website, and you repeat these same statistics about these things, and you raise money, and oh, let's save the carriage horses. Well, the carriage horses don't need saving. Those horses have a job. They are happy at what they do. I've had the pleasure and honor of working with a lot of horses who are extremely professional and who love their jobs. I have stood there holding a bridle while a horse that's been on vacation on turnout in some big pasture for 3 months practically knocks me over to put his head in the bridle and take the bit so that he can go out to work after being away for 3 months because he missed it that much. And people mean well. They want to help animals. I fundamentally believe that everybody, deep down wants to help animals. And you look at these groups that are opposed to the carriage industry, and they're very prominent ones, people for the ethical treatment of animals. Well, who is not for the ethical treatment of animals? Friends of animals, we're all friends of animals. The American Society for Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, we're all for the prevention of cruelty to animals. But what they're not understanding is that there is nothing cruel, there's nothing unethical, there is nothing harmful or unfriendly or not peaceful about a horse working in harness. These horses are well within their capability, and they live long and happy and healthy lives. Every carriage person that I've ever talked to can tell of their favorite carriage horse who routinely works for 20 years in the carriage business. Most riding horses cannot say the same, that after 20 years of being ridden competitively, they're not doing so well. So, not nearly as well. I've seen the vets at New Bolton, having seen the x-rays, full body x-ray of a carriage horse that's worked in Philadelphia for 20 years, being like, where's the arthritis? Where's the damage to the joints? Where are all these things that they're supposed to be there? I mean, we've been told by all these organizations that they're supposed to be there, and we see it in riding horses. Where's all that stuff that we're supposed to see for this because it's so bad for them? And the truth of the matter is, it's not. It's very easy work for them. It's very healthy work. It keeps them healthy. It keeps them healthy for a long time. So when people want to ban carriages, they think because they're putting the horses out of the city and they no longer see them, they think that they've done some good. And really, they've taken away a job for a horse. Horses need jobs. And, the people who are opposed to carriages will say, no, they don't need jobs. Nobody needs a job. They're horses. All they need to be is a horse. Well, what does it mean to be a horse? They have their own inner lives, but, they want to be with people. They've been bred for 6,000 years to live with people, and they've lived under the same roofs as us. They enjoy what they do, and I do not know exactly what horses are thinking, but neither do the people that want to ban carriages. And all I can know is from my experience that they really genuinely enjoy it. And to ban the carriages is to endanger horses. We at Blue Star Equiculture support the carriage industry. We believe that, it can be done and is done in the vast majority of cases in a way that is healthy and productive and helpful to horses. And we're here to help people who, because they live in a city, because they have a limited amount of land, and they have to be able to support their family, and their existing horses may not have the facilities and the resources to take care of retired working horses. So we want to be here for all of those people. We're also here to try and find jobs for horses. There are other horses, whether they're retired carriage horses or farm horses that have gone through an auction, or just other draft horses from who knows where, who need homes, who need jobs. We understand that having a job means having security in this world right now. So long as horses are luxury items, so long as we have them because they're pretty and they're and they're pets, and it's fun to have one and pet one and it makes you feel good, that means that they're disposable. When push comes to shove, if you have to choose between paying your rent or your mortgage and paying for the horse, I mean, most people choose the roof over their heads. And having a working horse means that those horses have security. We're trying to be a sustainable rescue here. That's why our horses work. Not only because it's good for them, it's healthy and they enjoy it, but it's another way of getting out there into the public. Somebody who might not necessarily give us $5 just out of the goodness of their heart, but will certainly take a wagon ride and value the work that Mark and Iceman or Duchess and China or Kelly and Daisy have done, and say, thank you to the horse, and give them $5, which is a bale of hay. That's the kind of model that we're working on, and that's what we're trying to do for horses. The way, so long as we've sort of distanced horses to being it's a luxury thing. They're so pretty, they're so nice, they're out there. It's easy to pretend we don't see the horses that are being shipped to slaughter in Canada and Mexico. It's easy to pretend that the wild horses are living comfortably out there somewhere and not being chased by helicopters and not being rounded up. It's easy to pretend that all those things aren't going on out there and focus on the most public horses in the world, the horses outside Central Park, the horses in Philadelphia. And these horses have happy lives and people who love them, and the public who loves them and see them every day. You're wasting your time. And in fact, you're endangering those horses, because when we start to say that we don't belong with horses, we start to say that no horses belong with us, no dogs belong with us, no cats belong with us. We do not belong with other animals. And when you say that, you've started to cut people off from the rest of all of creation. And that's a very, very dangerous position to take. One of the things that's been very rewarding in our first year here at Star Equiculture is watching the change, not only of the people that come and interact with the horses, but the positive change in the horses' lives and the way that they've changed. A lot of our horses have come here. It's very traumatic for a horse to move. They're creatures of habit. They're used to having things in a certain way. And they come to this new place and they're not really sure what's up. Is this going to be a good place or is it going to be a bad place? Horses live for a long time. They lived, on average, 30 years, and they go through a lot of different changes, and some of that's been good and some of that's been bad. So they always have this wall up when they come to Blue Star Equiculture, trying to figure out what's going on. And then they start to realize that, hey, there are these people, and they come and they want to be with me and they want to work with me. Some of them just want to come and pet me and spend time with me. They want to give me treats, or they want to just, sit quietly and watch me, come down to the fence after they've had their lunch at this restaurant thing that's by my paddock. And, they start to kind of come out of their shell and develop these whole personalities that we didn't even know when they first showed up that that's what they were like. And we've seen a lot of horses really blossom here in the interaction with our volunteers and with our staff and our horse trainers, and in the interaction of going out into the public. It's like they come and they're kind of dim and they're walled off, and then you see them kind of come alive again and have this full and rich existence of interacting with people and having jobs and going out into the community and having something to do instead of just standing around all the time not doing anything. And there's a whole herd interaction as well that goes on as well of the kind of draft horse vibe. Everybody's here. It's big and happy, and chill. So it's been good for the horses, it's been good for the humans, and it's been good for the earth.